Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Registration on Co-Win portal for vaccination of 15 to 18 age group begins tomorrow. Over 144 crore 54 lakh doses of COVID vaccines administered under the nationwide vaccination drive, 1,270 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 reported so far in the country. Covaxin found to be safe for children in Phase 2 and 3 trials, says Bharat Biotech. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to transfer the 10th installment of PM Kisan scheme to the bank accounts of more than 10 crore farmers tomorrow. Gst Council meeting underway in New Delhi to discuss important agenda including report on rate rationalization. Prime Minister to lay foundation stone of Major Dhyan Chand Sports University at Meerut on Sunday. IMD predicts cold to severe cold wave over northwest India for next 3 days. And in cricket, Sri Lanka was 74 for 7 in 33 overs in the Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause of concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Registration for vaccination of COVID jabs in the age group of 15 to 18 years will begin on Co-Win portal from tomorrow. Health Ministry has said that beneficiaries can also avail a walk-in registration facility. The Prime Minister, in his address to the nation on the 25th of this month, said vaccination for the age group of 15 to 18 years is scheduled to begin from the 3rd of next month.
15 साल से 18 साल की आयु के बीच के जो बच्चे हैं, अब उनके लिए देश में वैक्सीनेशन प्रारंभ होगा। 2022 में 3 जनवरी को सोमवार के दिन से इसकी शुरुआत की जाएगी।
Co-Win platform chief Dr. R.S. Sharma said the first precautionary dose of the COVID vaccine will be given to those above 60 years of age who received their second dose of the vaccine 9 months before registering for the third. Administration of precautionary third dose for the vulnerable categories will commence from the 10th of January. In an exclusive interview to AIR News, CEO of National Health Authority Dr. R.S. Sharma gave the details of the vaccination for children and rollout of the booster dose.
हमारे फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर्स और हेल्थ वर्कर्स हैं, उनके लिए भी अगर उनका दोनों टीके लग चुके हैं और 9 महीने पूरा हो चुके हैं, तब वो एलिजिबल हो जाते हैं प्रिकॉशनरी डोज के लिए। तो ये कार्यक्रम भी 10 जनवरी से प्रारंभ होगा। तो उसके लिए उनको रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो सीधा अपने केंद्र पे जा सकते हैं।
The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has informed that the Union Government will send an SMS alert to the eligible elderly population as a reminder for taking the precautionary dose of COVID vaccine that starts from January 10th. The Ministry said that the precautionary dose of the COVID vaccine is primarily to mitigate the severity of infection, hospitalization and death. Union Health Ministry has intensified its efforts in coordination with states and Union territories to review the rollout of vaccination for the potential beneficiaries. So far, more than 150 crore 66 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been provided to states and Union territories. The ministry has said that around 16 crore 94 lakh unutilized vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered. The Union Government has said a total of 1,270 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 have been reported so far in the country. Out of these cases, 374 patients have already recovered and migrated. Maximum number of 450 cases have been reported from Maharashtra, followed by Delhi with 320 cases. Omicron cases have been reported in 23 states and union territories. Health and Family Welfare Ministry today said over 144 crore 54 lakh doses of COVID vaccines have been administered in the country under the nationwide vaccination drive. The ministry said more than 66 lakh 65,000 COVID vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. 7,585 COVID patients have recovered during the last 24 hours, and the national recovery rate stands at 98.36%. The country reported 16,764 new COVID cases in last 24 hours. Currently, India's active caseload is 91,361.
Bharat Biotech has said that its COVID-19 vaccine, Covaxin, has proven to be safe for children between 2 to 18 years of age. The government has already given approval to use Covaxin for vaccinating children in the age group of 15 to 18 from January 3rd. This comes after the Drugs Controller General of India, DCGI, approved the use of Covaxin for children aged 12 years and above. The subject expert committee advising the regulator had cleared the vaccine for use in 2-year-old children and above. Bharat Biotech has conducted phase 2 and 3 open-level multi-center studies to evaluate the safety, reactogenicity and immunogenicity of Covaxin in healthy children and adolescents in the age group of 2 to 18. As third wave of COVID started all over the country, the number of Omicron and COVID patients are increasing rapidly in Maharashtra. Under the Disaster Management Act, Maharashtra government has issued new guidelines to restrict its spread. These rules will be effective from midnight today. Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray had meeting with task force officers, police commissioners yesterday night. The notification said that only 50 persons can attend religious, social and family functions, while only 20 persons can attend funerals. Similarly, in case of tourist attraction places in the states like beaches, playgrounds, malls, the competent authority may, if deemed necessary, will impose 144 CRPC in addition to all restrictions imposed as per the order dated 24 December.
Bihar has reported its first Omicron case. A 26-year-old resident of Kidwaipuri locality of Patna tested positive for the new variant of coronavirus. Meanwhile, the number of daily COVID cases continues to increase, with 132 more people testing positive for the virus in the last 24 hours. The number of active COVID cases in the state has increased to 333. All parks and zoos in the state will remain closed from today till January the 2nd in the wake of rise in COVID cases. In Madhya Pradesh, vaccination against COVID-19 is being carried out as mega campaign. So far, 10,22,72,199 doses have been administered. Indore district has become the first district in the state to administer both doses of corona vaccine to 100% of the target population. Till yesterday, 28,16,345 people got the second dose here. Meanwhile, state reported 72 new COVID cases yesterday, while 19 people recovered from the infection. At present, the number of active cases is 360 in the state.
Dr. V.K. Paul, member Niti Aayog, said that mask is very important to prevent spread of infection.
All variants enter through the same route, and that route can be blocked by wearing a mask. The mask will not get out of fashion. Mask remains the final frontier in the face of this variant. In addition to the vaccine protection that you have inside your body, but the virus is an external agent and it has to pass through the barrier of the mask, and that makes it even more difficult. In addition to be prepared internally to fight this virus. So mask, even more important today.
Puducherry Lieutenant Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan directed the police, health and the line department officials to strictly enforce the COVID protocol to prevent possible surge in COVID cases. Vehicular traffic will not be allowed towards White Town areas from 2 p.m. today till 3 a.m. tomorrow. The health department has started checking of COVID-19 vaccinations certificate at the entry points of Puducherry. Arrangements have been made to administer vaccination to those who are not vaccinated. Meanwhile, the Madras High Court ordered ban on the sale of liquor in all shops, bars between 10 p.m. today and 1 a.m. early morning tomorrow. The District Collector, Purva Garg, said that administration has decided to wind up the celebrations and close Beach Road at 12:30 a.m. tonight.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is chairing the 46th meeting of the Gst Council. The meeting holds importance ahead of the Union Budget, which is presented on the first day of February by the Finance Minister in the Parliament. Several state governments, including Chhattisgarh, Kerala, Delhi and West Bengal, have pressed for the continuation of the GST compensation for another 5-year period, in view of the financial stress created by the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. The Council likely to discuss the report of the panel of state ministers on rate rationalization. Many states also demanded raising the share of the union government in the centrally sponsored schemes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will release the 10th installment of the financial benefit under Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow through video conferencing. More than 20,000 crore rupees will be transferred to more than 10 crore beneficiaries. Under the PM Kisan scheme, financial benefit of 6,000 rupees per year is provided to the eligible farmer families. The amount is being transferred in 3 installments of 2,000 rupees each. The fund is transferred directly to the bank accounts of the beneficiaries. So far, over 1,60,000 crore rupees have been transferred to farmers' families. Mr. Modi will also release equity grant of more than 14 crore rupees to about 351 farmer producer organizations or FPOs, which will benefit more than 1,24,000 farmers. The Prime Minister will interact with FPOs during the event and will also address the nation. Union Agriculture Minister will also be present on the occasion.
Union Home Minister and Senior BJP leader Amit Shah will address 3 rallies today in Uttar Pradesh. Amit Shah first reached Hanumangari in Ayodhya and worshipped Lord Hanuman. He also visited Maniram Das Ki Chhawanni to meet Mahant Nirtya Gopal Das, who is also president of Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust. He will address a public gathering at Government Inter College Ayodhya in a short while from now. He is also scheduled to address another gathering at Sant Kabir Nagar. Senior BJP leader will lead a road show from Kutub Khana area in Bareilly district at 3:30 in the afternoon, and later in the evening he will address a gathering at Patel Chowk area. In Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists were killed in an encounter with security forces at the outskirts of Srinagar city last night. Police said incriminating materials, including arms and ammunition, were recovered from the encounter site, Pantha Chowk.
पुलिस की बस पर अटैक हुआ था पंथा चौक जैवन के एरिया में। हम लोग अलग अलग इनपुट्स के ऊपर काम कर रहे थे और हमें पता चल गया था कि इस अटैक में कौन लोग शामिल। बेस्ड ऑन द इनपुट्स हम लोग भी 2 जगह पे इनकाउंटर हुए थे, कुलगाम में और अनंतनाग में, जिसमें 3 दहशतगर्द जैश ए मोहम्मद के मारे गए थे। दोनों में फॉरेन टेररिस्ट शामिल थे। आज भी पुलिस एक खास इतला के ऊपर सीआरपी टीम के साथ एक जगह पे ऑपरेशन के लिए गई थी जहां एनकाउंटर शुरू हुआ। उसमें 3 दहशतगर्द मारे गए हैं और उसमें एक वो दहशतगर्द भी शामिल है जो बस के अटैक में मेन अक्यूज्ड पाया गया था। इस तरीके से अभी तक जितने भी लोग पुलिस बस की अटैक में शामिल थे वो सब के सब न्यूट्रलाइज हो चुके।
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Registration on CoWIN portal for vaccination of 15 to 18 age group begins from tomorrow. Over 144 crore 54 lakh doses of COVID vaccines administered under the nationwide vaccination drive. 1,270 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 reported so far in the country. Covaxin found to be safe for children in phase 2 and 3 trials, says Bharat Biotech. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to transfer 10th installment of PM Kisan scheme to the bank accounts of more than 10 crore farmers tomorrow. Gst Council meeting underway in New Delhi to discuss important agenda, including report on rate rationalization. Prime Minister to lay foundation stone of Major Dhyan Chand Sports University at Meerut on Sunday. IMD predicts cold to severe cold wave over northwest India for the next 3 days. And in cricket, Sri Lanka with 74 for 7 in 33 overs in the Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone of Major Dhyan Chand Sports University at Meerut on Sunday. The university will be established at Salawa and Kaili villages of Sardhana town in Meerut at an estimated cost of about 700 crore rupees. The sports university will be equipped with modern and state-of-the-art sports infrastructure, including synthetic hockey ground, football ground, basketball, volleyball, handball, kabaddi ground, lawn tennis court, gymnasium hall, synthetic running stadium, swimming pool, multi-purpose hall, and a cycling velodrome. The university will also house facilities for shooting, squash, gymnastics, weightlifting, archery, canoeing, and kayaking, among other facilities. The university will have the capacity of training 1,080 sportspersons, including 540 female and 540 male sportspersons. One of the key areas of focus for the Prime Minister is inculcating sporting culture and establishing world-class sporting infrastructure in all parts of the country. The establishment of Major Dhyan Chand Sports University at Meerut will be a major step towards fulfilling this vision. The India Meteorological Department in Chennai has said 10 districts in Tamil Nadu and the adjoining Union Territory of Puducherry are set to get moderate to heavy to very heavy rainfall for 2 days from today. Its director, Dr. Puvi Riyarsan, told reporters today the upper air circulation prevailing over the coastal region in the state will lead to widespread rainfall in the region. Meanwhile, Chennai experienced very heavy rain in the afternoon yesterday. MRC Nagar, near All India radio station in the city, experienced 20 centimeter rain within a few hours. The sudden rain led to inundation in several areas and intense traffic congestion in most of the arterial roads in the city last night. We have more from our correspondent.
The heavy downpour in Chennai in the afternoon yesterday has been widely termed by laymen as a cloudburst. But the weather officials have refuted the claim, saying the unexpected accelerated movement of the northwesterly winds is the reason for the torrential rainfall. Dr. Puviyarasan, Director of the India Meteorological Department in Chennai, said the prevailing northeast monsoon is yet to show signs of its receding, renewing hope for continued rain for more days. Meanwhile, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin told reporters in Chennai the works on draining out the stagnant water in the city will be completed by this evening. Tamil Nadu has received 59% more rain this monsoon season till today as compared to the long-term average. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
Parts of northwest India are likely to experience a chilly new year as the India Meteorological Department IMD has predicted a cold to severe cold wave over the region till January 3rd. The IMD has stated that Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, parts of Punjab and Haryana and Rajasthan will experience a cold wave over the next 3 days. Madhya Pradesh is also likely to experience a cold wave till Sunday. The IMD has also predicted dense fog through the night and early morning of Uttar Pradesh for the next 5 days and in East and Northeast India for the next 2 to 3 days. Additionally, a fall in minimum temperatures by 2 to 4 degrees Celsius is likely over central India during the next 3 days. Eastern part of India will also experience a fall in minimum temperature by 3 to 5 degrees Celsius to the next 3 days. President M. Venkaiah Naidu arrived in Kochi en route to Lakshadweep this morning. He was received at the Naval Airport by the Kerala Industries Minister P. Rajiv, Kochi Mayor M. Anil Kumar, Chief of Staff of the Southern Naval Command Rear Admiral Anthony George and other officials.
And now, let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
Today we remember the freedom fighter and social activist Krishna Ballabh Sahai, who was born on the 31st of December 1898 at Sheikhpura in Bihar.
Soon after completing graduation, Krishna Ballabh jumped into the freedom struggle. Between 1930 and 1934, he was imprisoned 4 times for taking part in the civil disobedience movement.
It was during these terms in jail that he met his mentor, Sri Krishna Sinha. In 1942, Quit India movement was launched with great fierceness all over India, and KB Sahai led the movement at Hazaribagh.
The British government ordered immediate arrest of all the leaders, and Krishna Ballabh was sent to Hazaribagh jail. He was instrumental in the escape of Raj Narayan along with his associates on the 9th of November 1942.
As a result, he was shifted to Bhagalpur jail with orders for rigorous imprisonment. He also served as a member of the Constituent Assembly of India. After independence, when the interim government was formed in Bihar, KB Sahai was given the charge of the Revenue Ministry.
He is credited with having authored the first pioneering legislation in the country to abolish the zamindari system in 1952 and played a major role in land reforms. He also served as the 3rd Chief Minister of Bihar. He died in a road accident on the 5th of May 1974 on his way from Patna to Hazaribagh. We pay tribute to the noble soul.
December is also the death anniversary of freedom fighter and social activist Raj Narayan. He was born on the 23rd of November 1917 in Varanasi. Raj Narayan took active part in social activities during his student life. In 1934, Raj Narayan became a member of the Congress Socialist Party and helped organize a school and a labor organization.
He also served as a member of the National Committee of Students' Federation from 1939 to 1944. During the Quit India movement, Raj Narayan was the president of the Students' Congress and led protests in and around Varanasi. He was arrested on the 28th of September 1942 during the Quit India movement and was imprisoned till 1945.
When India became independent, Raj Narayan joined the Socialist Party. He was close to Acharya Narendra Dev and Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia. Dr. Lohia described him as a person who has the heart of a lion and practices of Gandhi. He became a member of the Rajya Sabha in 1966 from the Socialist Party. Raj Narayan also served as the health minister during the Janata Party government. He breathed his last on the 31st of December 1986 at the age of 69.
The 31st of December 2001 is also the death anniversary of T.M. Chidambara Raghunathan, a Tamil journalist who was sent to jail in 1942 for his participation in the Quit India movement.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
स्वाधीनता आंदोलन के दौरान भारतीय जनमानस को उत्प्रेरित कर स्वतंत्रता का अलख जगाने और मातृभूमि के प्रति सेवा, समर्पण और त्याग की ज्वाला प्रज्वलित कर देने वाले अमर गीतों पर आधारित विशेष कार्यक्रम आजादी के तराने सुनना न भूलें। FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर प्रत्येक शुक्रवार शाम 4:45 पर परिक्रमा कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत आजादी के तराने सिर्फ आकाशवाणी पर।
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
बीते साल की खट्टी मीठी यादों को समेटकर आकाशवाणी का समाचार सेवा प्रभाग 31 दिसंबर की रात 9:30 बजे प्रसारित करेगा कार्यक्रम वर्ष 2021 की एक झलक। इसे आप सुन सकते हैं FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज और अतिरिक्त मीटरों पर।
ये कार्यक्रम हमारी वेबसाइट newsonair.nic.in, यूट्यूब चैनल न्यूज ऑन AIR ऑफिशियल और हमारे ट्विटर हैंडल @AIR News Alerts पर भी उपलब्ध होगा।
In our special programs today, we will present Dunya Rang Birangi Special Edition at 4:30 p.m. in Parikrama, while the year-ender World News Special Edition 2021 can be heard at 10:30 p.m. These programs can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies of All India Radio. These programs will also be available on our website newsonair.nic.in and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned his U.S. counterpart Joe Biden that imposing new sanctions over Ukraine could lead to a complete breakdown in relations. In a phone call yesterday, the Russian president said such sanctions would be a colossal mistake. Mr. Biden, meanwhile, told Mr. Putin that the U.S. and its allies would respond decisively to any invasion of Ukraine. Russia, however, denies it is planning to invade the country and says the troops are there for exercises. It says it is entitled to move its troops freely on its own soil. In cricket, the Under-19 Asia Cup between India and Sri Lanka is underway in Dubai. Sri Lanka was 74 for 7 in 33 overs when rain stopped the play. Earlier, Sri Lanka won the toss and opted to bat. India entered the finals after defeating Bangladesh in the second semi-final match yesterday, while Sri Lanka booked their final berth by beating Pakistan in the first semi-final.
At the stock markets, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange surged 540 points or 0.9% to trade at 58,335 in intra-day trade at 2 p.m. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange jumped 169 points or 1% to 17,373. Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. National capital Delhi is experiencing partly cloudy sky. Mumbai is likely to have mainly clear sky. Chennai is likely to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. There will not be much change in temperature as it will vary between 24 and 30 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. City noted a minimum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius while maximum is expected to be around 23 degrees. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Jammu will have mainly clear sky later. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Registration on CoWIN portal for vaccination of 15 to 18 age group begins tomorrow. Over 144 crore 54 lakh doses of COVID vaccines administered under the nationwide vaccination drive. 1,270 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 reported so far in the country. Covaxin found to be safe for children in phase 2 and 3 trials, says Bharat Biotech. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to transfer 10th installment of PM Kisan scheme to the bank accounts of more than 10 crore farmers tomorrow. Prime Minister to lay foundation stone of major Dhyan Chand Sports University at Meerut on Sunday. Gst Council meeting underway in New Delhi to discuss important agenda, including report on rate rationalization. IMD predicts cold to severe cold wave over northwest India for next 3 days. And in cricket, Sri Lanka was 74 for 7 in 33 overs in the Under-19 Asia Cup in Dubai when rain stopped the play. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.